I am Ravewood, and welcome back to Raveheim, my self-aggrandizing single-player Valheim world here in the Hearth and Home update. And we're still here at the village. I haven't found a new place to build yet. I have been doing a ton of exploring through this whole area, and I came up with a list of things that I want for where I want to build my main area at. And my main things are, I want some flattish land with some ocean access, preferably near a dark forest, and if possible near a spawner, one of the Grey Dwarf nests, which so far I've only found one of right down here, and it is securely in the dark forest. This whole area is black forest. And as with before, you can see I have been marking absolutely tons of little random things, mostly blueberries and Tias for thistle. You know, early on, thistle is useless, but later on you will use it for everything food related, and you're going to need so much thistle. So make sure that you grab it and mark everything that you can early on so that you know where to go back and get it later, and you can start building up a supply. Looks like I'm pretty good on stuff, so let's head on out of here. Alright, I've got a little bit of exploring done from this village staging area here, and came down here and found another village, but went over onto this island area to get out away from the land and look around a little bit. And this place is actually pretty fantastic, but we'll get to that in a second. This land keeps on curving off this way from what I can see, which means this area has to be the ocean. It can't be a landlocked lake or anything. I can also see another landmass over this way. It looks like there's a water strait in between the two, and another landmass down to the south here. But I found this pretty awesome island here, and I wanted to wait until daytime so we could actually see it, so you can see a few things that I was taking shots at laying out around the ground. And this place is a good sized island, but it's far enough away from the mainland over there that nothing can spawn over there and come attack me. There's another little island with a tree, and then way over there, almost entirely out of pop-in distance for most of the stuff, is another landmass, and that looks like a separate continent. So this could be a really well defensible place for a base. If we cover this area in crafting tables, that would prevent mob spawning in the area, and we could be pretty secure here. On the other hand though, because this place is so far out away from everywhere, it would also make for an excellent passive mob farm, because deer and boar were spawning here all night long, along with nope, honestly my food ran out over the night. So with how much stuff is spawning out here, this place could make for an excellent passive mob farm for meadows mobs, particularly deer and boar. And we could just stand over there and let stuff spawn here, because it looks like it's far enough away that nothing will spawn over there, and definitely nothing would be spawning over there. So we'd have the whole world's mob cap to this island. So we're going to keep this place in mind for building and keep exploring. But for now I want to get back to the mainland. Well, it was bound to happen at some point. I was up here fighting a troll that literally appeared out of nowhere. And after I finally killed the troll, the multiple Grey Dwarves and Grey Dwarf Shaman finally finished me off. The last Grey Dwarf, stupid 1-star one, my first death. Oh well. It was bound to happen at some point. Time to run back there and get all my stuff. Alright, I have my stuff back. So I'd come across that water area and over up through here, and I was coming to investigate this stone building over here when I was fighting all the defenders here, and literally out of nowhere a troll just stood up over there. It wasn't there before, I swear. And I took out all these stupid guys except for this last 1-star Grey Dwarf who finished me off. worst thing is that I didn't even get my first death on camera. So disappointing. Alright, back to exploring. I actually think that this huge ocean area here, this whole big area, I'm pretty sure this is all connected up through here. Because I remember standing up here and seeing land going off this way. And here you can see trees going off that way, and it looks like there's might be more over there. We zoom all the way in and get over here. See, you can still see the land going right there. So I think, yeah, that's looking all the way over here at this. So this is actually a big ocean. So I don't want to be building in that area. Well, I've been exploring up to the northward, verifying that one lake is a giant laking up part of the ocean. And I ran across another Ethicure site. And if you go up and read the runestone, then it actually marks it on your map. So that's nice. Before I used to mark them myself, but there really isn't any actual need to. Anyways, looks like we have another village over here. I'm gonna go check it out. And yeah, that's actually, looks like it might be another little island. So that could be a cool place to build. Nice and shallow. Got more land here where the attacking mobs can spawn on when we have an event, but that we could easily defend against. Alright, this turned out to be a pretty nice little village. Nothing too special in the way of loot, but it does have a naturally spawned maypole, which is like the first one of these I've ever found, so that's pretty cool. It's also separated off from the mainland, so it's more defensible, and it's got deep water around it, making nice places for boat launches. I mean, the only downside so far is that it's pretty far away from anything else that I've explored, being all the way up there, and most of my explored stuff is down in this area. But there is definitely a dark forest over this way. You can see the fir trees right over there. So, it does have promise for nearby copper. But even if it doesn't have nearby copper, once I get a few pieces here, I can start making a boat and just ship everything here. So, I'm thinking this is a pretty solid contender for a place to build. Hello again, it is the next day in real life, and I spent like all yesterday running around and exploring. And I have been all over the place, through the dark forest, up into the mountain a little bit. I haven't found any swamps yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for those next. And one unusual thing that you can use to measure how much exploration someone has done is the number of beehives they have. I am up to 9 beehives already. And if we take a look at the map here, so this is the village that we had, and we left off last episode with kind of this area, up and through here to Ekathir explored, and over this way because I haven't been back over there since. And now I have all this explored. We've got a nice little land area over here, and there isn't much over in that area. But if I turn these ones back on, these are all the burial chambers that I found. And I've explored 2 of them so far. Unfortunately, they didn't make for good video because they were terrible and short. But also, I need to make sure I bring my torch with so we can light it up a little bit better and you guys can see. Because YouTube makes everything darker. And those places are dark to begin with. Then after that, I explored up through this way and found this mountain here. It's pretty small. I kind of don't expect to find any silver in there, but hopefully, because that would be nice and convenient for getting home. Because I want to build right here on this island. It's a good sized island. There's actually a village in this area right here. And yeah, I think this will be lots of room, give us lots of space, and I can't wait to get started. Unfortunately, I am going to need some portals to get my stuff there, and some boats, or be able to make boats. Oh, this area, you can see it doesn't have much in the way of the burial chambers. This is the only one I've found in this whole area so far. But this place is very rich on copper. There's 9 copper veins right in this area, and so that'll be easy to get him down to the water and then boat him over here. And then there's one more copper right here on the edge of that hill. And yeah, so that will be a wealth of copper, more than I will ever need for this game, at least I hope. But for right now, I am going to mine down in this area right here and work on that copper vein and see if we can get some copper to get us started. I really need a copper axe so I can get some flying wood and get the teleporters going. Alright, we've made it to the copper mine, and this looks like a good spot to dig. It's a nice thing open on the hill. We've got lots of grey dwarfs to attack us. Not that weapon. And we're just going to dig a big hole around this whole thing after we kill the initial waves of grey dwarfs. With mining, you can just sit here and break this copper at the top, and that works. But I feel like you get a lot more copper if you dig down below into the bottom levels of the deposit. Oh, wow, that took forever. Yeah, see, we didn't even get a piece of copper for breaking that huge section. But if you dig down below, you can get all this ground out of the way, because when you dig off to the side, it breaks it all the way down to wherever you're at. Also, the grey dwarfs can't get down here very easily, so you can work in more peace, especially if you're mining at night. And if you just dig a big perimeter around the whole thing, it's easy to keep track of where all the copper is. And you don't have to worry about losing some. And eventually, your pickaxe is going to break. And I haven't even gotten a single piece of copper yet. So I am going to... It's generally kind of a good idea. Just make a flat space there. Oh. Switch over to crafting. I don't know why I put it on that. And let's just leave our little crafting table here. And we need to give it a roof. It's weird. There we go. Alright, and now we can just repair our tools right here. I'm also going to throw out a chest so I can leave heavy stuff behind in the chest. And not have to worry about trying to carry it all right now. Hello, we have the first load of ore back, and it's not a huge amount, but 15 is a good start. And I want to get some coal going, because we are going to need a ton of that. And let's see, I imagine this area over here should be nice and flat. Oh, here we go. Right. Oh, I need a crafting bench here. And yes, another one right there. Perfect. Alright, and I'm going to put a full load of coal in here to get this going while I run off and do a little bit more mining. And one kind of little trick is if you throw a crafting table down in the area, then the items won't despawn. So even though I won't be here for picking up this coal right away, the items should last for quite a while without despawning. Alright, this is a historic moment. We finally get to make the bronze axe. Now I can chop down some fine wood and get me some teleporters going. Alright, and what better way to chop down a whole ton of wood than trying out this time-lapse thing again. I wanted to do it in the last episode with exploring, but you just couldn't really tell what was going on or what I was seeing because it was going too fast. And for these really grindy tasks like this, I think this is actually going pretty well. You can really tell I'm chopping down a ton of trees, and at one point I'm going to fight a troll in the night, but next time I really need to sleep through the night because you really can't see much. And I'm also getting a bunch of the grindy tasks done behind the scenes at the same time, getting all the rest of the stuff smelted. And I've been making a lot of clips in this episode because there's been a lot of grindy work in this. Especially going through and chopping down other trees or doing the mining and the smelting. It's all very grindy. So hopefully we can get some less cuts in the next episode and have longer clips where we get more progress done on camera. But for now, let's get back to the episode. Well, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but this looks like some serious clear cutting work to me. The old forest line used to go from about there to about here and then around to about there. And now I haven't even picked it all up yet, but this whole area is empty. I'm gonna have to come back through and clear out this rock soon, because I'm gonna need a whole bunch of rock for working on my new house. I actually cut from the house on the mini-map all the way over to this area, which is almost but not quite to where I've been digging in the dark forest. Alright, if you can hear me over the storm, we have ventured deep into the dark forest, which, not actually all that challenging at this point, but we have a dungeon crypt to the right of me there, and we're going to go explore it. And this time I brought a torch, so hopefully you can see. So these crypts come in a couple different forms, and they're pretty easy to find. The main way I find them is while walking around, waiting for skeletons to come up and attack me. Alright, all of the buried chambers here have this first initial room that has 3 directions to go. And sometimes there'll be doors there, sometimes there won't. But there's always these glowing yellow mushrooms, and they make nice little light sources. You can actually toss them out in your house later on when you get item frames and use them like light sources. But they are decent stamina food, especially early on. And also you're going to need tons of them later on for brewing, which is essentially your potion making. And so I always pick up all of them that I come across. Now, it would be smarter to use some sort of bludgeoning weapon against skeletons, but I don't really want to make a bludgeoning weapon at the moment, so I'm just going to use my axe. So these things can be like a maze, they can be really easy to get lost in. So what I recommend doing is picking either right or left, whichever one's natural to you, and then making all the right turns first. And you see these cubes that I keep finding that kind of glow a little bit red? Those are the Surtling cores. These are what I'm here looking for. The Surtling cores let me make the teleporters, but they also allow you to make the kiln for coal and the smelter to smelt the ores. And this is being a really short one of these. Hopefully there's more rooms down this side. Now, normally I go left all the time, but I keep getting attacked by monsters, so I always clear the monsters and then go left. Actually, this is a dead end. Or, sorry, clear the monsters and then go right. But this is a dead end, so I'm just gonna grab everything here real quick. Yep. It's a bigger room. That is a pile of bones. It's basically a skeleton mob spawner. So we're just going to run right around them, go inside of here, and swing where we can hit both them and the pile of bones at the same time. There we go. Ooh. You find these 3 rocks all the time, and sometimes you actually find gems in the middle of them. Not all the time, but sometimes. And this is a dead end. Well, at least I got some free gems. Alright, nothing in there. Here we go. Here's one of the Surtling core rooms I usually refer to them as, because there's usually several Surtling cores on little holder things, whatever you want to call them. And definitely search around on the floors, because you'll find coins on the floors, especially back in these corners. Oh, I almost missed that Surtling core over there. Alright, so we're up to 5 Surtling cores. That is doing pretty good. Now let me make 2 more teleporters, because it's 2 Surtling cores per teleporter. And let's see if we can't grab a few more out of this place. Although, this is probably, yep, a dead end. Alright, so that is fully explored, I believe. And my island! I can see my island. See, nice little village with a maple along it even. It's like the first maple I ran into that naturally spawned. Alright, let's eat. We're gonna need some stamina for getting across that water. Let's go over here. I think we can walk most of the way here. Oh, look at that. We can walk the whole way across right there. Does this even count as an island then? We've got a couple of boar over there, so I want to see if I can fix up this pen and get those boar into that pen real quick. So let's start with a crafting table so I can start building around here. And round pole fences. Let's just patch up this existing fence here. That's too far apart. What were these fences I was thinking? Yeah, see this one right here doesn't fit with the fence either. And that one's just not even attached to anything. Okay, and perfect. So we'll get them to follow us in there, but we gotta fix up these couple of existing places first. Alright, that's looking pretty good. They're all mismatched in which direction they're going. Oh well. Alright, and let's grab some raspberries. We're gonna toss some raspberries in at these guys after we get them to chase this thing here. Okay, I just see those two boars, so gotta be careful not to let any of them die. Okay, and let's get the round poles ready. Just run up to them and get their attention so they're mad at me. And then get them to follow me in here. And they will actually pathfind right inside of here to try and come attack me. Okay, we got one, and he left. And there's the other one. You know what? We're just gonna do this one at a time. There we go. Be nice to each other. And me. Especially be nice to me. Alright, we've gone through another night, and this portal behind me has made moving everything a simple delight. I mean, it took more time to figure out where to put stuff here than it did to move it. So these portals are just absolutely amazing. Except you can't take ores and a few other miscellaneous things through them. So we are going to have to finish mining out that copper vein down south, and then move it all up by boat. So we will get to that later, probably do it off camera in between episodes or something. And we have everything out of the village except for some miscellaneous old tools that we'll move over later when I figure out where to put them. And also my smelting stuff is still set up there because of the copper. Oh, I'm over here checking on my boars, and I frightened one of them, but he is all the way up to 60% acclimated. And the other one's got to be about the same, 54. Oh, and he went right into. Let's back away and give them some more space. But that's great. That means they are working on becoming tame, and you know, I was thinking about it. With the passive mob farm location that we have found down to the south here, I don't really need the boars for breeding and harvesting. I think I may keep them around more as decoration than anything. For now though, we have ran out of time, and it's time to put an end to this episode. We got a lot of great work done with exploring a ridiculous amount of stuff. We found great spots for passive mob farms, a dwarf farm, and a wonderful defendable spot on the water to build. Plus we went through 7 burial chambers and got lots of good loot out of it. In the next episode, we are going to plan out what we want where on this island and getting actual house built so that I have a place to sleep here. Because right now I am going back through the teleporter and sleeping at the village if I decide to sleep. Not to mention, I can't even use the crafting table here because it's too tight, too small of an area. So I have to go back to the village to repair all my stuff. And this is just not ideal. So we're going to fix that in the next episode, get some building going, and maybe we can take a break from building to an infrastructure building to go sail over to the Elder and say hi. But until then, thank you for watching and have fun gaming. Goodbye. Wait, hold on. Isn't there a way to wave? Emote wave? Yeah. Goodbye.